Go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a top 20 matchup at some Lacrosse Field. I'm Rigo Bato Jr., brought with my partner, Mr. Tom Brumell. Today, we are here standing us on Hermits versus the Rumson-Fiar Bulldogs. So, Rumson-Fiar is rated a 5th in the state, while the Hermits is rated 11th, but Hermits won a 4 of the last 5. And last year, the score was 11-10 with Scarpello with the game-winning goal. So, Mr. Brumell, jump in today.
Yeah, it should be a really good one. Like you said, Scarp won it in overtime last year. It was a huge win for the Hermits, huge momentum builder going into the playoffs as they, went on that state championship run. So it was a big game last year. It's a big game every year. Coach Valori doesn't back down from playing anybody. And so he'll play, like you said, they played Rumson the last, 5-6 years, maybe longer, but Hermits have won 4 of the last 5. Looking on NJ.com, and they're on the attack right now.
A striker passes to Price, and Price with the goal to start out early. 29 seconds in, and Noah Price gets an early goal.
Noah Plen, it's good to say his name first time in at least a while here for myself. He had huge goals in the state playoffs runs. Now, we weren't able to do those runs. NJ.com had some of those. We were at Seton Hall, so Seton Hall streamed that. But Noah Plen won the Seton Hall game in the semifinals and then won the state final. Had the game-winning goals, even if they might not have been the last second like Scarpello's overtime winner. But Noah Plen with huge goals and assists in that state championship run, only a sophomore last year, gets the opening goal as a junior here this year.
And Hunt Johnson with the face-off, and he wins it. Passes it back on to Gibson. Our starting goalie today is Carson Gwynn for the Hermits. Passes up to Schleicher. Bringing a pass midfield. And he gets a touch in the box. And he's going to slow it down while passing it to Price.
I tell you, Enrico, got to get used to some of the new numbers out there. I mean, I know you did that scrimmage game versus Episcopal, but no Scarpello, no Petrangelo, a lot of guys out there that are changing, but a lot of them are the same. Like Coach Valori is able to reload, maybe not reload to the extent that your Del Barton can, but for South Jersey, they're always able to. And you had, obviously Marengo and Gibson got minutes last year, but it's exciting to see some fresh new faces. No D'Amata. I know I'm going to be forgetting more guys that were huge impact players.
Yeah, it's a whole new team from last year. This year, instead of last year, instead of all upper class players starting, I'll be a freshman starting at attack, and Hughes' of the shot is stopped.
Yeah, Hughes, one of those returners from last year. I mean, he's been starting since he was a sophomore. Had a couple knee injuries over the years, but he's an electric player. The Cornell signee. I know we might take a prep school year before going to Cornell next year.
And that's a goal for a pull. That shot is by Bo Kemmler. So, already 1-1 in this game.
Yeah, just beat him top corner. It was a nice shot from the defender. You know what I mean? So, getting his chance to get up there on the attack. He ties this game at 1. Asked some of the coaching staff earlier today, so, what are we feeling? We feeling confident? Who would be the favorite if we had a betting line on it? Who would it be? And they didn't give me anything. They just said this is going to be a fight, and you can tell through the first 2 minutes. It's 1-1, even both going both ways. This is going to be a pretty good fight.
Face off. And the ref will call it dead. He'll call a hold. It'll be Hermit's ball.
Yeah, you got to figure this game's going to come down to those little things. It's going to be close. It's going to be a turnover here, a false start or early start on the face-off there. That could change momentum, but you're going to see, I think, this lead change hands quite a bit during this game. But there's going to be a couple key moments that I think are really going to turn the tide. I don't expect either team to really pull away in this one unless it's, the goalie getting aggressive on a press late in the game.
Actually bringing it on the X. Hermit's last game came out hot. Won 14-4 after that 13-6 loss against Episcopal Academy. Let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, Clearview never really in that game. The Hermits were in full control, able to get some guys in, rotate some people who might not usually get a ton of minutes. But yeah, Episcopal's bad play there by the Hermits. Episcopal's always, ranked nationally, so that's one's always tough. But, yeah, I mean, those are the kind of plays you can't make against a good Rumson team as the Hermits just throw that pass away, and Rumson has possession.
And they're trying to get past midline. The Hermits are doubling. And the good hit by Varela, the freshman. And there's Wadzak on the ground ball. This ball still loose. Gibson gets it, but it gets out of the stick. Another good hit by the Hermits, playing very aggressive. And I'll be a timeout.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, generous timeout awarded to Rumson there, I think. The ball was kind of bouncing around. I mean, but, hey, if you're the Hermits, you got to pick that up. You know what I mean? There's a couple times they had good opportunities or they had it in their stick for a second, then it got knocked out. But if you're the Hermits, don't let it get to that point where Rumson might be able to get that timeout call. You got to get control of the ball. But Rumson, the beneficiary of the referee's whistle, giving them that timeout. So we'll take a 30-second break from the action. But like I said, it's been a close game so far.
Hermits, they're 1-1. The Bulldogs are 4-1 coming into this game.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have beaten Ocean Township, Long Branch, St. John Vianney, and Haddonfield. None of those games were really close. They've won, by double digits in all of them, if not 15. But they did take a close loss to New Canaan from Connecticut. So it'll be interesting. I mean, like Haddonfield, that's probably a similar score that the Hermits would win by, that 13-3. So, no real indicators yet in this early in the season of who might be where, who might, you can't look at common opponents yet to say, hey, this is how they stack up. So, like I said, it's a big question mark, but we know this one's going to be close going through. So, Rumson's going to start this one just past midfield out of the timeout.
That's Krodic taking it. Bring it into the alley and they get a touch in the box. Yeah. So that timer's waved off.
You know what, Enrico? I'm surprised La Rosa didn't come here to do this game announce. He'd helped us out last year announcing.
Hey, I'm honored to be here.
And the 6 o'clock one. Ooh. Actually, next time out, this is pulling double duty as assistant A&D and announcer. I might have to run downstairs. Just turn the lights on so I don't forget later on as the sun starts to set.
Shot. Goal for the Bulldogs. That is Cole Cashion with the goal. Make it 2-1 Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think Quinn's going to want that one back a little bit. I mean, it was a good shot, but it was kind of like it was in front of the net, took a big bounce. I think he's going to be kicking himself a little bit that he couldn't get more on it. It was a good goal by Rumson. They take the 2-1 lead, but the Hermits will want that one back.
Bounce shot, as simple as it is, shockingly, is the hardest to save.
Especially, I mean, I don't know if the sun's affecting. Kind of, you can see the long shadows going from left to right. I wonder if it's kind of like that bright area in the sun. The ball goes off the turf. It's kind of hard to track. But the Hermits start off with a face-off win, which is so huge in lacrosse. And it looks like Coach Valori will take the timeout. So we are going to go to a quick commercial while I turn on the lights, just so we don't forget later on. And we'll be right back in about 30 seconds.
And we're back after that timeout. The Hermits have the ball at 10 yards past midfield.
There's 7:47 left here in this first quarter. Rumson leads 2-1. But the Hermits will start with the ball out of this timeout.
Bonacor on top. Looks like he wants to dodge, and he will. The shot is off, and it will be Hermits' ball. I'm playing will take it. Playing round X, shot. Bit off, and Hermits' ball still. Playing coming off a fantastic game against Clearview. Had 4 goals that game. And he's hoping to repeat it again today. The plan he is off again, but the Hermits are good at getting on these balls back.
Yep,
So.
Wadzak using the spot the X to keep possession for the Hermits. Now he'll start it from behind the net.
Bonacor up top. Brings it down to Plen again. Plen has another shot and a goal for Noah Plen to tie this game up.
Yeah, like I said, Noah, the Delaware commit, I mean, he could have went, I think, just about anywhere he wanted to for college, but, decided on Delaware, one of the top programs. Actually, Coach Valuri's alma mater. He played lacrosse at Delaware, too, and they're getting a good one in a couple of years. As junior Noah Plen ties this game at 2. Like I said, I know Coach Valuri is talking about Noah Plen and said he's one of the smartest lacrosse players he's ever coached. Probably the smartest lacrosse players ever coached. He's just always in the right spot at the right time. Wow. Plus, you add in that shooting skill and passing skill. He's just, he's a legit Division I player, and he ties the game up for the Hermits.
And there goes Johnson. A pass to Varallo. Pass to Plen. Plen with another goal. Make it 3-2 Hermits.
Everything I just said about Noah, just repeat it. You can rewind the stream back 10 seconds and hear all the compliments we were saying and just repeat them.
So like you said, at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
It's a good fast break. About a Hermits right there. Getting on Johnson down, and I find the open man.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter Johnson's doing a great job on the faceoff. It's one of the things the Hermits were excellent at that last year. They won a ton of faceoffs, and Hunter Johnson wins again. So, it's
they're bringing it back.
Yeah, they throw that one almost out of bounds. I was going to say when he threw it back to the goalie, when they threw it back to Quinn, the side of the press box was blocking my shot. I thought he threw it out of bounds.
And that one will go out.
Instead, they throw it out right there. So, Rumson doing the quick change. Trying to find someone there. Luckily, Schleicher gets back, kind of covers that cutter, so Rumson will pull it back out.
Oh.
Yeah, right as I say, pull it back out, he just starts to cut back in.
Bringing around X.
Perfect day out here for lacrosse today. If you kind of when the ball goes out behind the net, you might even be able to see the field goal post went down from those storms a couple weeks ago. Took that donkey in the middle, and it just got its momentum, went across the field, and took out the goal post.
I was wondering what happened there with that.
So Rumson working it around hard, moving the ball well, waiting patiently to take their shot.
He's shooting it now, and that was off the mark. And it will stay on Rumson ball. No Hermit. I'll get you back there in time. Kradek has that top here. He has one today. Like Rams will take on Marengo, and the shot bounced off someone. Now will be staying here.
Ooh.
Wow.
Now I get it. I'm not nearly closer than that referee. I thought Marengo might have been there for the Hermits to kind of get possession, but he didn't seem to complain too much, so I'm guessing that the referee had the better angle than us up here.
And he shoots it while Schleicher is car checking him. Quinn pass up Schleicher, and he gets it up past midfield.
Nice scoop by Schleicher, getting off the hop, continuing on. He's got to get rid of it though.
Yep, on the Hobart commit, and he gets hit, and the ball's loose. Still a loose ball. Price gets it, and it's still loose. There will be a flag called dead, and it will be Hermits' ball.
Yeah, so I mean, going back to that sequence, it was a great save by Quinn. It was going high, yes, but, you know, Rumson had a guy on the X, so you let that ball go, and Rumson still got possession. And a great job by Schleicher to kind of catch on the bounce and get across, but, you know, probably held it a little too long, got caught up, couldn't quite find, you know, his help. His help might have been a little slow getting there. And the ball was bouncing around. The Hermits got lucky that the hold call went against Rumson. They're able to keep possession.
Yeah. Bringing it down to Hughes and bring through X. It's Varela.
In the last 3 minutes or so of this first quarter, Hermits still hold that 3-2 lead.
So Exley on top, and he drops his stick. The ball is loose.
Yeah, I think it got knocked out, but he wasn't able to hold on to that stick, and all of a sudden Rumson's on the transition.
Fast break for Rumson. There's a guy up top, shot, and a save by Quinn. And Alentrio picks it up. And the missed pass up by Marengo, but there's Canaris.
Good job there by Alentrio to scoop that up.
And there goes Varela past the Plen. Plen with a... Oh, no, that was outside.
Yeah, so we all saw the net shake. It hit the outside of the net, I think, and even some of the players on both teams weren't sure to run. It took both the defender and Exley some time to go, oh, crap, I got to run back towards, be the closest one out of bounds. But the Hermits keep possession as Exley's able to get there in time.
So Bonacor has it at the top. It brings it to Varela in the alley. Varela dodging around X. Passes it up. And it's saved by Rumson, and the goalie's out. So if Herm's get a good check here, that it could be empty net situation.
Yeah, no, he does a good job to corral it. Uses his good speed for a goalie, and gets away from the Hermits' pressure and gets it across. But the substitute for the Hermits comes right on, and he's able to steal it. That's Jimmy Waddell, kind of was making that sub. Now the Hermits are kind of pushing the other way.
A fantastic play by Hermits right there, keeping it on their side of the field. That's what they're going to try to do this whole day.
Yeah, I think Rumson didn't even see it there. Waddell was waiting for his guy to get off. He starts coming onto the field as that pass entered the area. He's able to step in, pick it off, and then Hermits have possession. I wonder if they're going to try and hold here. There's a 1:05 left. I wonder if they'll try and kind of run this clock down as much as they can, maybe get a couple shots off at the end of this first quarter.
Hughes has it in the alley.
Yeah, Hermits being patient, down to 40 seconds.
And Bonacor had a good cut right there, but Wozak didn't see him in time.
Oh, ball's on the ground. Wozak not able to scoop it back up. Good defense by Rumson. Last 20 seconds as they're going to push it up.
Fast break. Bonacor's on him. Behind the back pass, he just throws that away.
The Rumson coach can't be happy about that. Tried to get a little too fancy, the long pole, making his run up. I get it. He wants to make his pass and get off, but the behind the back pass is probably not what they wanted.
And there's Rango. And it passes, batted down, and that will be the quarter score. Bulldogs 2, your Hermits 3. And we're back to start the second quarter. Hermits came out strong with the lead, up 3-2. And all sides on the Hermits, so it'll be a Bulldogs ball. Bulldogs pass it around X.
Yeah, both teams kind of testing each other out. Halffield and in transition. We saw some quick bursts of up and down. Saw a little bit more, settled offense from St. Augustine more so. I'm sure Rumson likes to settle into a little bit more 6-on-6 here.
Bulldogs. All right, now it's passing around. I'm playing a widespread. Dodging is on cash in. It was stopped by the Hermits. Dodging is past Lacrosse. The shot saved by Quinn. Will go out. It's on Bulldogs ball. Passing it back up top. I'm dodging. It's past Lacrosse. The ball is loose up top. It will go on the Hermit side, and that would be an over and back call. Hermit's ball. Hermit's shot, and Hughes' shot is saved. Bulldogs bring it in the box. Bobbled pass. That could have been a wide open shot there for the Bulldogs, but Gibson was right there. So Bulldogs now are slowing it down. Up top, I'm dodging is
That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a great one. Another great one, I think.
I'm raffling in.
So far, so good. With Sun Wester last week, I know this one's gonna continue to be a great game. And Bergen's up and
So Bulldogs are running around. Pass down low. Shot. Saved by Quinn. And Hermits get it. And there goes Marengo. The high point commit. And there goes Price. And there will be a timeout on the field. So I'll be right back. So a quick timeout. And we are back in the second quarter. And Hermits saw Hughes brought the ball out in the alley. Hughes, I'm bringing it to X.
Start with Will Hughes, the Cornell commit. And he'll work it behind X.
Dodging. He's getting double teamed. He gets hit hard. And the ball is loose, and Plen gets hit, and the Bulldogs ball. Have it on the sideline. And he'd be pushed out. But a timeout by Rumson. So a change of events right there. Hughes loses it. Gets hit late. Plen loses it. Gets hit. And then the Bulldogs have it and get hit on the side.
Yeah, those guys are so ingrained in that system, even coming up as younger players, even through the youth, freshman, JV levels. They've been ingrained in that system. Nothing really changes for them once they get to the varsity level. A little bit higher competition level, obviously, but those guys are ready to go. It's like they're just plug and play right there, and they're picking up kind of where.
So it'll be Rumson ball
yeah, Bergen
on the side.
Right now, excited to see them play next week. I think Bosco's still figuring some things out after losing some key guys. So I think those teams kind of come closer together in terms of their competition. I think it's going to make for a great matchup next Thursday.
Rico,
Welcome back.
what did I miss? Sorry, wear many hats at a Catholic school. I had to go in and help with something for the hockey banquet. Seems like the scoreboard's still the same.
Yeah, there's a lot of ground balls. And Rumson, I'll call it the last time out, so that's basically all you missed.
Fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't look like much time's evaporated either, so good to see the Hermits still have the lead.
Dodging, and he had stopped by Waddell. And a shot is no good. That shot was by past Lacrosse. It stays a Bulldogs ball. And the ball is loose, and there will be a push in the back. It will be Hermits ball. So Waddell's taking it up. Just past midfield. Gets into the box. Passes it down on the Plen. Herms are going to slow it down now with their subbing.
You see Hermit's patient, working it around.
Comes Exley with it, brings it down with the Plen. Plen around. Shot is hit. It's top of the post. It was Hermit's ball, though.
Yeah, I think you're right. It literally hit like the top of the crossbar when it came out and just kind of like shot along. Luckily, the Hermits are still there to keep possession. But again, you can see how threatening Plen has been when he gets himself into these areas. He's just making himself dangerous. As Ryan Wadzak was able to keep that ball in for the Hermits, or keep possession for the Hermits.
Exley around X, past to Wadzak.
Yeah, I like Exley at the X. It just sounds correct.
And he had a short stick on him, too, so he should have taken that.
Bonacour's pass a little hot, but luckily the Hermits keep possession as Noah Plen scoops that up.
Plen in between on two guys right now. Brings it up.
Again, Plen, one of those dual sport athletes, played got a lot of time in the last 2 years for the Hermits as that backup point guard, rotational guard coming in, like six man off the bench. So just really showing his versatility as an athlete.
The ball is swatted down by Kemmler. And there go the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Kemmler doing a really good job. Notice like 3 or 4 possessions he's been able to kind of stop the Hermits, get a deflected pass, intercept it. I know it gave him a little bit of static for his behind-the-back pass attempt, but even right after that, like when there was only 10 seconds left in the quarter and they went down, he was the one that stopped the Hermits from really getting any sort of last-second shot. So he has played phenomenal defense today and stopped a good handful of Hermits possessions just by himself.
Yeah. So Bulldogs subbing. So are the Hermits. Some pass ups on the Golden.
This is the end of the last 5 minutes here, this first half.
So both teams today are just trying to play a slow perimeter lacrosse, and it seems to be working out for both teams. Still a no goal in this quarter, though.
Yeah, I mean, both teams know how good the other's defense is, how good the other's goalie is. Neither of them really want to give up possessions. So you're right. They've been taking it slow, patient, as the Hermits, again, like that's a good example right there. Block shot before it even gets to Quinn to show that Hermits smothering defense. I mean, that's how they won their state title last year. And it was, yes, they had good offensive play, effective offensive play from Scarpello, Petrangelo, Plen, but it was really that defense that was just locked down a lot of these big non-public North Jersey teams.
There's Gibson with the shot. Goal for Gibson. Wow, as I said, there's no goals going on. The senior pole scores it. They get 4-2.
Yeah, Gibby doesn't get too many shots in big games like this, the long pole defenseman, or long pole midi, but he makes the most of it there. Really, that whole play was set up by his cut. He just found the opening in the space of the defense, and he got the pass, flung it in, and all of a sudden the Hermits lead 4-2.
Yeah. It's on 4:16 left in the half, so let's see what's going to happen in these quick 4 minutes here.
And Gibson, comes from a whole family of great lacrosse players. His brother ended up playing at Navy, one of the service academies, but his brother was a great defender for the Hermits, and obviously he's a great defender in his own right.
And the Bulldogs also win the face-off. Bringing it around the backside. Varela trying to ride him out. He gets past the midfield, but he loses the ball. Herbert's ball.
There you go.
Plen takes it.
Hermits are trying to go quick.
Plen with a fake pass. Shot wide left. So Herbert's ball, though.
Yeah.
The goalie tried to throw a stick to get there.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was the goalie for Rumson and Nate Price were just kind of charging for it. I think the goalie stick got caught in Nate's hand, but they give Nate, closest to the ball, and the Hermits were able to keep possession. But, yeah, good deke there by Noah. Just couldn't get the shot on target.
So a body core up top.
As we were talking earlier, Gibson, his brother went on to play at Army. He is a Catholic University signee.
Passing around up top. And there goes Lunchio dodging. Passes it back to Plen. And there's Hughes pass to Varallo. Loses the ball. It's hit. Gets a good pass off to Hughes in time.
Yeah, he kind of caught himself a bouncing ball, but as you take that extra second to really make sure you get it, the defense just swarms you, and so he got hit again. Luckily, to shuffle that pass out there to Billy Hughes and keep possession with the Hermits with 2:45 left here in the half.
Hughes pass Alengio. He did a little stutter step and a step down, but he scores it anyways.
I don't know how Alengio got out of that. Actually, you can see the Hermits bench rowing the boat on the side. I'll have to get a video of that next time they score. But Alantrio, like a phenomenal job just keeping the ball as he's getting smushed in between 2 or 3 Rumson-Fiar Haven defenders, and then he gets through, hits the bounce, and all of a sudden the Hermits are up 5-2. Great end of the half, and I know you always want more, but the Hermits, I think if they just focus on not conceding here, start with hopefully a face-off win, they're going to be looking pretty good, or feeling pretty good. Obviously 3 goals is not much in this game, but they're going to be feeling pretty good with hopefully just a 3-goal lead going into the second half.
Johnson wins the face-off, passes it back to Waddell. Hermits is keeping on top. The wide just flicks it off to Hughes.
Find their feet again and get settled and take control of this game.
And Hermits is staying up by the midline.
Coming in the final 2 minutes of this first half, like I said, the Hermits not really, in any not really motivated to kind of speed up this game. They like where they're at. I mean, obviously, a 3-goal lead is not huge by any means, but when you come into this as the lower-ranked team in a top 10, top 11 matchup, I guess technically, any lead going into half is a big lead.
And Varela hits it off the post. But the ball is loose.
Oh, goalie's out of the net.
It's taken by Exley, and Harvard's are going to slow it down while he's bringing it into the alley.
Smart play by Exley as Sedegatu was was getting back in net. If he fired the shot, it wouldn't have been a good look, even as the goalie was running back in. So he wisely pulls it out as we come to a minute 8 left here in this first half.
This is Wadzek up top. I think Hermits are going to try to kill the clock out and get to the half with a 3-goal lead. So what else do you ask for against this team who's ranked 5th in the state, 6 spots ahead of the Hermits?
Yeah, I mean, like those preseason rankings aren't always – they're the hardest ones because you don't know how much you graduated. They're kind of a guessing game. If you're one of the – and they do a great job, but you're one of the, say, 6 to 10 NJ.com, lacrosse writers. It's almost impossible task to know who's coming back for the full team, these newcomers for 150 some odd schools in the NJSAA. So they do a great job, but a lot of the rankings are a bit of guesses earlier in the year. But this would be a big win for either team to kind of solidify their rankings.
And it looks like the Hermits are trying to get a shot off before. The shot by Alentrio is off right. And that will be the first half. Your score, Bulldogs 2, your Hermits 5. We'll be right back. And we're back to start this half. Looks like there'll already be a trip call and it'll be Hermits ball.
Yeah, and like I said, if you told us before the game, we were going to have a 3-goal lead at halftime, I think every Hermits fan would have been ecstatic. So we'll definitely take that. And I was going to say end to start the second half with possession, but they give it away there on a violation. So Rumson will actually be headed the other way. But
They get a touch on the box, and the Hermits will get back quick. So I saw that fast break.
And the Hermits were adding some of those goals late in the second quarter. You see if you wonder if halftime's like a momentum shifter. You know, what I mean, I'm sure the Rumson's coaches are phenomenal. They do a great job every year. So I'm sure they have their team motivated and going.
And there'll be a flag down. The Hermits seems to be unnecessary roughness or a cross check.
Yeah, let's see what the announcement is from Mr. Morris. It was a good save by Quinn, even though he was getting fouled as he did it. You obviously don't want to give up the foul and the goal. So a good job there by Quinn to keep the ball out. But the Hermits will be down a man. Let's see for how long. Looks like 2 minutes that I can see from here, but we'll wait to the official confirmation from Mr. Morris across the field. Well, just 1 minute. My eyesight is not what it used to be, so it is just 1 minute for cross-checking.
The Hermits on their past 2 games, well, 2 home games, versus a man down, they let up 1 goal, and they were in man down a lot. So on their man down defense looks solid this year. Let's see what they can do here.
So that foul is on senior Luke Field.
Field's also having a fantastic year so far.
Yeah, I mean, he played some last year, but he's really getting a lot of time this year. Like I said, they graduated some good defenders.
The shot saved by Quinn. and Canaris let it up, and the goal for the Bulldogs. Goal by number 27.
Yeah, so Quinn saved it, tried to scoop it up, or he actually tried to. The defender tried to bat it back. I think that was. If I remember correctly, I think it was Janoris, the sophomore, tried to bat it back to him, and Quinn couldn't quite get it on the bat. Maybe it wasn't quick enough, whatever it was. But Rumson was able to scoop in that little transition play and have a wide-open goal. You saw some of the Hermits defenders and goalie trying to look at the ref like, hey, was it good? Even the Rumson kid kind of looked at the ref like, hey, was that in? Started shaking his head and gave the goal sign. But I think, it was just such a wide-open net, he almost was in the crease when he shot it. You know what I mean? Because he was scooping up a loose ball with no one around him and no one in the net.
And a hit by a Leiden. So just scored that goal on Carson Quinn, and they had to open that for a while, but he just held it.
Yeah, but you never want your goalie taking a shot like that.
I think Leiden just froze right there. He had the wide open net, and the Hermits were not even whatsoever, and he just stood there. And the missed pass by the Bulldogs.
So the Hermits will get this back. Like we said, the halftime can be a great equalizer, and Rumson's coaches made some good adjustments, got the players fired up. They got a goal and have had the ball for most of this, early part of this second half.
There goes wide out. There's a flag down on the Bulldogs. I think it might be a slash.
Yeah, so
that's a 1 minute penalty right there. So looking down, Price was open on the crease, but Plan did not see him in time.
Yeah, so they'll have an opportunity here and a chance to take a good shot. And then, even if they save it, even if it goes out to Rumson, you're going to get the ball back with that flag.
So Hermits are trying to set up a good shot here now with playing with the ball. Up top, the Price does not get it. Bonacore gets it. That looks like a hold right there, and there's another flag down.
And it'll finally go out. But, yeah, I thought maybe Bonacore should have gotten rid of the ball, but he was able to hold it. He got held up himself. So 2 flags down on the play. And we'll wait for the official announcements in just a second. So they're going to be up 5-3. So it's Kelmer for holding 30 seconds, and then Riley for slashing is a full minute. But you got a 5-on-3 for 30 seconds here. You got to pick your shot right. You don't want to give Rumson the ball. You should have someone at the X. You know what I mean? So if you're going to miss wide. Don't miss into the goalie. But with a big man advantage, you really got to get one here. in these 30 seconds.
And they got and they're switching up the guys to the X. It's always new. Abonacore down to Price. Price with the goal. His second goal of the day. They make it 6-3. So the Hermits take advantage of this double man-up scenario, and I'll get it in.
And you can see it just finds his way open. Nate Price does on the back end of the crease, and he's just standing there, just one-on-one with the goalie. But that's what happens when you're down 2 men for Rumson. There's only so many guys you can cover. So credit to the Hermits for working around to where they did. Tough job there for the Rumson defense. You kind of feel bad for them, but that's what happens when you give up those 2 penalties. So the Hermits.
And it's going to be a trip on the Bulldogs, so it'll be Hermits ball again. And there goes Sliker.
Is Sliker one of the returners from last year's state champion team? Or one of the returning starters, I should say.
It was on the Hobart commit.
And again, he was a dual sport athlete. He opted not to play basketball this year, but had played in the past. So, like I said, just kind of shows that athleticism. Seems to be the best player in the HBC 3v3 tournament as a little fundraiser. So you can always see his athleticism on display there. But Schleicher doing a good job here so far today.
Isn't the finals coming up for that soon?
Coming up. It'll be next Friday for Brotherhood Day. But, yeah, it's a good fundraiser. We always raise, maybe $600, $700 for the club. Helps, get a new camera, afford, this, that, or the other thing. So it's always a good event. The second year of it. Obviously, we take any donations, but kids always enjoy the 3v3 tournament. Looks like Plen tried to do a back.
And the ball is loose on the ground. They are calling a loose ball hold on the Hermits.
Yeah, I think Plen tried like a behind the back pass. Didn't quite work out. Rumson got in the way, and then shortly thereafter was the hold against the Hermits, and now Rumson is then their end, down 3. You can see when I wonder how it'll affect this game.
Oh, the ball pops right out of his stick, and that will be an over and back call, but they do.
Yeah, if number 8 for Rumson had gone up and picked it up, they would have called. Ooh, actually, maybe I missed it. Oh, there's a flag. I did not see that. So I was going to say he'd have figured, hey, what's the difference between over and back and just letting the ball run out of bounds? But there was a flag on the play anyway, so the Hermits will be down a man.
And he'll be back. Bulldogs ball.
I think Mr. Morris said just a 30-second one, again on Luke Field. So it'll be his second time in the penalty box. The Hermits will hope to kill this off.
Bulldogs have it on top of the box. So now the Bulldogs are trying to find best way to find an open shot here, and he had one, and they miss it, and it will be an over and back call while he shoves Price over the line. That'll be Hermit's ball.
Price doing a good job, kind of sitting there, just fighting for it right on the edge, and then he got pushed. Does he think he's getting pushed again? No, he stepped out as they were fighting him. Kind of lost track of himself a little bit.
He looks like a guy was holding his leg right there.
Yeah, I think it might have been at the end, but I think he stepped out before the contact really got too physical, so the referee made the call. Rumson ball going back the other way. 27, Leiden has it. Leiden was the one who he was wide open. They just missed the pass there. He would have had a great shot on net.
And the shot, it's a goal for the Bulldogs. Number 19, Cole Cashion.
Yeah, great shot there by Rumson. It shows you how lethal both these offensive are, especially when they got an extra man. Like I said, Rumson would have had a great shot not even 15 seconds before if they just completed that last pass. And then once they get the ball back, they work it around into a great shot opportunity again, and they cut the lead to 2. So, you've seen it in a lot over the last, say, 3 minutes of the game time, but, whoever wins this game is probably going to stay out of the penalty box because that's where a lot of these goals in the last few minutes have come from.
Johnson wins the faceoff again. I don't think he lost a faceoff this half yet.
This half. Yeah, I was going to say. I did definitely lost some in the first, but yeah, you might be right. But also I was...
Takes it into the alley.
Missed for part of it. But, yeah. don't want to backtrack too much. Hermits keeping possessions, but like I said, I know they changed rules a couple years ago with the face-offs to make it a little more like hockey. But Hunter doing a great job in that it's more closer to 50-50 than just one team getting all the possession. But Hunter Johnson doing a great job here today on face-offs.
Glenn has it in the bottom of the X, bringing it around. And that is a goal by Glenn. Wow, that's his fourth goal of the day.
We'll watch it back here, but I don't know how he kind of got this off. You kind of see him get into that area. I'm sorry, that was actually Price's from earlier. I don't really know how he gets his angle off. Look at that, such a tight angle. He turns back in, gets his back onto his left hand, and just finds the top of the net. This incredible play by Plen to give the Hermits a 7-4 lead. That's only it's been about 3 goals for most of this game, but that's not a comfortable lead. You can see if Rumson gets it going, they if they score, win a faceoff.
And they won this face-off.
Yeah, they're not far away from.
Ball will go backwards though, and looks like it'll be close out.
Rumson barely keep it, but they're not too many plays away from tying this game or even taking a lead. I know the Hermits have a 3-goal lead, but they've been fortunate to keep it there as Rumson's getting a little break here.
Around X, good slide off by Gibson to stop that play. Rumson passing it around. Dodging. Ball's loose. Ball is still loose. And it's Hermit's ball. And there goes Schleicher.
They had numbers for a second, but Rumson recovers, and they decide wisely to pull it back out. For half a second, you thought they might have had a 4-on-3, but Rumson recovers nicely, forces the Hermits back outside. What I was going to say earlier is I wonder how these shadows and the sun setting really just over the goal on the left side of your screen is going to affect, especially when you go down the other way. Now, it's even because you switch it each quarter.
Plen wanted to do his shot again.
Yeah,
off the mark.
But this time, no one back at the X for the Hermits, and the ball will go to Rumson. But I wonder if, if that sun could be in somebody's eye, especially like a goalie on that end. So Hermits are going to hope to get out of this quarter with the same 3-goal lead, if not more. But I think your goal is to keep this at 3, and then you put Rumson on the goal on the right side and hopefully take advantage.
That's going to be a huge factor in this fourth quarter. And the shot is wide right. It was State Bulldogs' ball, though.
I don't think he did. I couldn't tell if Quinn got a piece of that or not.
No, I don't think he did either.
But yeah, shot just went wide.
On Cashin is dodging on Marengo.
Good move there by Cashin. Good recovery by the Hermits D.
And a goal for the Bulldogs. That's Luke Lyden. I think that's his 3rd of the day.
Yeah, it was a good move by Cashin. Kind of sucked the defense in. The Hermits did a good job to recover, but when you have that help defense, the move by Cashin left Lyden, with a lot of space. And when he gets that space, he's not going to miss often.
Here's Johnson out with the face-off. And he wins it. And he gets a good pass off to Waddell. Price slips. He's getting double-teamed.
Whistle. Looks like Coach Valori called a timeout as he was slipping. I think he figured, hey, let's call this one. Make sure we don't lose any possession there. So this is the Hermits' first of the half. Rumson's still got 2. But as we head into timeout, we will take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
And we're back with a 3:04 left in the third quarter. With Hughes has the ball on the top. Exley's bringing it up. Browse bringing it up. And he's dodging. Pulls it back past the Hughes. And there's Plen bringing it around.
This is a big possession here for the Hermits. That lead is cut down to...
Shot by Price is good. His third of the day.
I think Nate heard me. But I was just about to say this is a big possession for the Hermits because they're only up 2. Rumson's been whittling their way back. If you don't score here and Rumson gets possession, all of a sudden they're down 2 with the ball, and you're real dangerous close to be 1-goal game. Wouldn't it lose a face-off? Like, they're right in it, and the Hermits are trying to keep them at arm's length with a good job there by Nate Price, finding his way in a little bit of space, getting that goal, putting the Hermits back up 3, and now an important face-off. The Hermits kind of want to see this 3-goal lead. Like I said, I think your goal was win this quarter, or at least tie this quarter. Don't lose it. And right now they're still even. They're still with the same 3-goal lead they entered the half in. And they're going to hope to keep it there. But this is a big face-off win from Johnson. Be a little bit more calmer with how good Rumson's press has been once the Hermits establish possession in Rumson's offensive zone. But a good start there by Johnson to get the win. This is what I mean. Rumson's press is doing a good job keeping the Hermits in there. They got to get it across the timeline. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Valori took another timeout, though, as Quinn floats it up.
Gets it.
Yeah, I was going to say, gets a little lucky and ends up in Hughes' stick.
And there goes Varallo.
Yeah, so now the Hermits can settle down. Now I was saying you can say important that Johnson face-off win, but like I said, credit to Rumson. They're in the Hermits' face, so you get that face-off win. That's not guaranteed that you're getting the ball out of your zone and into possession on the other end. So kind of had to hold our breath a little bit there to make sure the Hermits could break that press. And now you're going to see them milk a little bit of time off here. I think Coach Valori is in the same wavelength. Let's keep this lead at 3 goals. If 4, great. Let's not make any mistakes that could cut this down to 2 or worse.
Less than a minute left in this quarter. Andrea up top. Yeah, that's it. had a wide open lane, but I think he's trying to kill his clock out.
Yeah, just 35 seconds left. You don't want to, Rumson's goalie's really good. You don't want to, even if you get a good shot off, a save and then them pushing down, all of a sudden the momentum could swing back in their favor. They're going to hold for this last shot with just about 25 seconds left here in the third quarter.
That's Plen bringing it back into the corner.
Under 10.
And the shot is saved by the Bulldogs. That was a rally, a quick shot. And that's the third quarter. Your score, Hermits 8, Bulldogs 5. And we're back to starts fourth quarter, 12 minutes left to play. The score is 8-5. Hermits are up.
Yeah, no, I know sometimes when you hope for the last shot, you don't always get the best shot in the world, but the Hermits got a pretty good one. And, we went to commercial before we could really give them credit, but for Will Sedadut, the goalie for Rumson-Fiar, I apologize if that's not the correct pronunciation, but he had a phenomenal point-blank save to keep this at 8-5. Hermits 4-goal lead. Obviously, that's not, anything final by any means, but they're going to feel pretty comfortable with that. But he had a phenomenal save right at the end of the third quarter to keep this game at a 3-goal deficit for Rumson.
So Varal's getting double teamed in the back end. He loses the ball.
He said now Rumson's got to deal with the sun in their face, or on defense, the sun in their face a little bit. Actually, on offense, too, because they're still facing the same way. They're probably about 10 minutes away from that sun really getting behind the trees.
And a hit by Fields, and Gibson gets the ball. He's trying to get his second goal of the day, hopefully.
Yeah, he thought about it. Smartly turns it out, and he'll make his way to the sideline to sub off. All right, well, I guess he won't sub off. He'll just get back on his side of the field. So that way the Hermits can bring on another attacker. As that's Austin Exley.
So Boncourt has it up top.
Yep.
Hughes coming in.
Yeah, Hermits pulled it out. Gibson pulled it out. Let the Hermits make their subs, their changes, get those attackmen on.
So Boncourt's dodging. Shot is behind it. And it will stay Hermits' ball.
Yeah, good job there by Croddick for Rumson-Fairhaven. He got his stick on Bonnecourt's stick. I think it affected that shot, made it go wide. So good defense there by Rumson, but the Hermits will keep the ball.
He's cross-checking him in the face, but the ref has a no call. He passes it up to Alentrio, and it's saved by the Bulldogs.
Another good save. That one might be going a little wide, but again, you want to grab that as the goalie because you don't want it to go out of bounds, and the Hermits X to keep possession.
And get it across the midline. Have it at X and bring it into the alley while they're subbing in. And the missed pass and the ball will go out, and it'll be Hermit's ball.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of time left in this game. It's still 9 minutes, down 3. Been a pretty consistent 3-goal lead for the Hermits. You know, most of the game. Rumson can't afford to make mistakes like that if they're going to get back in this one.
And there goes Waddell. And the goal by the Hermits. Jimmy Waddell make it 9-5.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Rumson was kind of out trying to play press. The goalie was, covering one of the defenders near the net because they were trying to get everybody else pressed up to try and get a turnover for the Hermits going the other way. And Waddell was like, hey, I can beat a guy and then go score, as you can kind of see on the replay here. He kind of gets through, and the net's kind of open as the goalie. It's kind of hard to see from that angle. I don't know if the press was on or maybe a miscommunication from the Rumson defense, but hey, whatever it was, I'm not complaining. Yeah, I'm not complaining. Hermits go up 9-5.
And they will call a trip on the Bulldogs. No, hold. And that's Hermit's ball.
Yeah, so the Hermits are feeling confident. Again, 4-goal lead can be overturned pretty quickly. But one of the things that can stem off, one of these comeback attempts is keep winning faceoffs, whether it's because they pushed you or whether it's because you just win it clean. But Johnson doing a good job, and that's going to be the biggest key in keeping Rumson from a run, because even if they get something here, if you keep winning the ball back, it's going to take time off the clock, and that becomes a more and more pressing issue for Rumson as the Hermits are going to take their sweet time here getting a shot attempt.
Wozak up top. He's dodging up top. Passes it back to Varallo. And the shot was no good. It was left by Varallo.
Yeah, I think Varallo was looking for a cross check there. You can see him kind of limping a little bit. You probably can't see it on your screen right now, but he's kind of hopping off the field. He's slowly making his way. Yeah, I think he was looking for the cross check during the shot, but no call
he got hit hard.
Yeah, he's coming up gingerly. Trainer Matt's making his way over to him. Doesn't look at anything serious, but obviously he took a shot there, but no call. So Rumson will keep the ball, stay even.
And the save by Quinn.
Yeah, went for the low shot. Quinn gets down, catches the bounce off the turf. Good job there. As Marengo will take the ball across the timeline.
And there he goes. Marengo shot, bounced too high.
It was a good shot there by Marengo, just a little too high. I don't know if the Hermits bench is going to be exactly thrilled with that, just because it was in the transition, and you didn't really have anybody back there to keep possession. Actually, maybe he did. I don't know what I was looking at. I'm blaming this press box setup, Enrico. I'm in the corner here. It's starting to cut off my view a little bit. Who's the head of the HBC? We got to talk to him. Well, there is a turnover there for Rumson.
They'll call it dead.
Yeah,
it'll be Rumson ball.
Looks like the Hermits never officially, Rumson never officially picked it up. When the Hermits touched it, it was an over and back. But either way, same difference. Rumson ball. 6:40 left in the fourth quarter.
Dodging on X. The Bonacor's on him. It's rare to see Bonacor in on defense. It's just offensive midi, but he's an aggressive guy.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to change different looks. You know what I mean? As the coach, you want to throw a changeup. It's like basketball. You're going from man to zone, throwing different guys out there. You want to throw them a different look so they don't get too comfortable in their plan of attack.
The shot's a goal for Rumson. It's number 6.
Like Luke Pasalakwa.
Yeah.
For the goal there. I mean, much needed for Rumson. Like I said, they're right in this. It's only a 3-goal deficit. But like I said, the key to the Hermits being able to see off this lead is going to be on the face-off X. If Hunter Johnson can keep winning these face-offs, it still makes the comeback possible, but you're leaking time. You know what I mean? Like, it's that time spilling out, and it makes it tougher for Rumson. If they can get on a run and win a couple of these face-offs, it becomes less and less difficult to kind of erase this 3-goal deficit.
And the Hermits do get the face-off.
Not quite out of danger yet as Luke Field tries to find Marengo in the outlet. Gibson bobbles it.
And passes up to Johnson.
So you're going to see Rumson pressing more on defense, which will lead to opportunities like this.
And the shot is off by Price.
Yeah, but another great job there by Kelmer, who just has the heads-up play to say, hey, look, he's shooting. I'm not going to stop it. Let me start sliding behind the Hermits offense. So if he misses wide, we'll get possession. And that's exactly what happened. So great job there by Kelmer, who's got the ball, is going to take it across the timeline to give the Bulldogs a chance.
And they're going to slow it down, looks like.
You can almost just feel this game tightening up. I mean, Rumson with the goal, a lot of possession in the last minute or two. Hermits will take the 3-goal lead, but it feels like Rumson's got something cooking.
And the shot, too high. Stay Rumson ball, though. Pass it around. And on the crease, the shot, the bounce shot's no good, and Quinn gets it.
I think the Rumson bench wanted a little call, but they do a good job getting a turnover. Hermits try that long outlet pass. Rumson trying to catch him on the transition.
Good job by Hermits by stopping them right there on the fast
break.
break.
It was a good recovery, but you kind of don't want that long looping pass to be able to be intercepted by the Bulldogs. But like I said, the Bulldogs having that sense of urgency, getting pressing the Hermits, not letting them get an easy out, leads to another turnover.
And Quinn saves it by doing a split right there, looks like.
Phenomenal save by Quinn there to keep it. But again, this press by, I don't know what the term in lacrosse is, but for hockey, before check, by Rumson's been great today. And it just forces a launch ball.
Oh, Glenn cannot pull it down. He wants that one back.
Yeah, so I thought they forced it, but Field picked him out. I mean, like, Rumson's pushed up. They got to play man-to-man. It's that, they're down. They got to try and make something happen. He found Plen, but Plen just couldn't bring it in on that long pass. And so Rumson will have the ball once again.
And they get it across the field.
He dropped it for a second. And when when he dropped it, I think Rumson's coach did not want to take any chances. As a coach there, you never want to see the ball hit the turf. So Rumson will take the timeout. Just 3:15 left. Hermits still hold a 3-goal lead. We'll be right back after this.
And we're back here at St. Augustine. And it's a Bulldogs ball to start at that timeout with 3:15 left. They are down 3. The Hermits are going to try to hold them out, though, here.
Yeah, the 3:15 left. I mean, like a stop here is going to be huge for them. Like I say that, a stop and then possession in Rumson's end is going to be huge here for the Hermits, because if they're able to get a save or a turnover and then establish possession in Rumson's spot, you can probably get this maybe under 2 minutes if you're lucky. And, just a 3-goal lead under 2 minutes is becoming that much harder for Rumson. But a goal here obviously changed a lot of things. A goal and a face-off win, and Rumson's looking good. So we'll see what can happen on this possession.
Worst thing for Rumson here is to give back the ball.
Yeah, Rumson's doesn't have a ton of – they don't have a ton of margin for error, but a couple breaks their way, a couple plays their way. And
the shot, that's a goal for Rumson. 9-7 now.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. A play like that gives them a little more room for error. You know what I mean? If that was a save and the Hermits go the other way, that becomes less and less. But that play cuts us to a 2-goal lead. And like I said, possession's such a big thing in lacrosse. If Rumson's able to come away with this face-off win, they're in business.
Here comes Johnson for the faceoff. And Rumson wins it.
Yeah, that's a big win for Rumson here.
Round X brings it up into the alley. Open shot. Bounced off Hermit, so that will be Rumson ball.
Almost hit a bystander on the other side by the grass field. The Hermits need to stop here. Can't leave this to your face-offs. It's a good shot there by Rumson, but it went a little high and wide. Hermit's going to need some kind of turnover or save in order to feel a little bit more comfortable.
So Bulldogs have it up top. And a shot at the goal. Make it 9-8. Wow.
Yeah, like we said, the Hermits were keeping the Bulldogs at arm's length for most of this game, but it was not big enough to really kind of rest on your laurels, and you could tell that Rumson was kind of buzzing. And now they got those 2-3 big goals, and they're only down 1. Like I said, you don't want to leave it off to your face-off guy to help see this through, but now you need a big face-off win from Hunter Johnson.
Yep.
So that was
call black ball.
Yeah, I think he just kind of fell on top of it. I'm not exactly sure what the call was, but fell on top of it right in front of the face-off X. So obviously it's a legal procedure, I think is what it might go for.
Yep.
But Rumson, 2 minutes left, which is plenty of time, down 1.
To get a touch in the box, so they need to find an open shot now. They want to tie this game up. And the shot at the tie game here in Richland, 9-9 with 1:33 left in the fourth game, in the fourth quarter.
I know I'm not, I don't know the most about lacrosse. I'm not exactly a strategist, but I wonder if Coach Valori thinks about taking a timeout here. I know you love to keep those for when it's hitting the fan and you're trying to save possession. Those are so valuable. You only get 2 of them. But Rumson's had a ton of momentum. They've been working it hard the last few minutes. You wonder if they're just trying to stop the bleeding with the timeout. But this is another big face-off with 1:33 left in the fourth. And it looks like Hunter went
ball
early, so it'll be another Rumson possession. It's been a lot of Rumson in the last 4 minutes or so.
And there's a timeout. No clue that timeout's for.
Yeah, so that timeout for Rumson, just making sure they have possession. Obviously, they're going to want to set up whatever their whatever their final play is. I mean, I'm sure in Rumson's head, they're probably thinking, hey, can we milk this down to 10 seconds left and get the game-winning goal? But if I'm Rumson, I don't get too conservative with it. I get it. You score, we might have a chance to win the face-off and tie it up, but I think you just do what you've been doing. I don't care how much time's left on the clock. If I'm Rumson, I'm taking that shot, trying to get that shot like they had the last couple of minutes, because plus their face-off man has been on a little bit of a win streak right here, so you might get the ball back. So I'd love if they do, because I think the Hermits could press and get a turnover. But if Rumson tries to get too conservative and just hold this for the final 90 seconds and get that last second shot off, I think it might be a bit of a mistake, just because they've been playing so well in the last couple minutes. All right, so Rumson is taking the field again. They have the ball, minute 29 left.
Like you're talking about that sun advantage for Hermits is gone now.
Yeah, it's behind the trees, so it's all lights at this point.
Smart by Watt out here because he's a righty and he's trying to force him to go onto his left side. And we're in less than a minute now.
Yeah, so they're just kind of holding it. Waiting for that perfect shot, the one spot and taking it. I mean, I guess you go into overtime. You can still win that face-off if you miss your shot. But if I'm Rumson, I'm getting aggressive and trying to get this goal the next opportunity I get.
And a good
Throws
play by
it
Waddell.
away.
And that will be Hermits ball.
16 seconds left. So I guess that's what Rumson's saying. Look, if we don't score, the Hermits only have 16 seconds left. But I don't know. I mean, they were on such a run. I wouldn't have taken the reins off. I would have said, ram it down their throat, win another face-off. So as a Hermits fan, I will take it, and hopefully they can get something done in the last 16 seconds.
So we're all tied up with less than 20 seconds now.
Scoreboard shows 16.9.
This is so Coach Lori's smart coach here. How he called his timeout. He's probably he's drawing up his play. Hopefully, gonna get it in. So here they come out. 16.9 seconds before we go into overtime, maybe. Someone else grabbing the ball in the alley. There we go. And there he goes.
All right, final 10 seconds.
It's a pass midfield. taking it all himself. The ball's loose.
Ah.
And we are going into overtime.
Yeah, tried to do just a little too much. The Rumson defense, I think, smartly saw that, collapsed, got the ball to pop out, and forced the turnover. So we will head to overtime, just like last year up in Rumson. This time we are tied at 9. Last year we were tied at 10 at this point. But we will be right back after this.
Here we are in overtime. So overtime rules, 4-minute clock. This is sudden death. So if the Hermits score, that will be the game. And here comes Hunter Johnson in the face-off for the Hermits. And he gets it. And he slips. And Valori calls his timeout.
That's smart. I mean, it's the next goal wins. Only 4 minutes up, so he got got possession. His face-off only guy, his Fogo guy. I guess he stays on a little bit, but he's more or less in these big moments of Fogo guy. Yeah. He's falling to the ground, rumbling around. Coach Valori uses his timeout smartly, keeps possession of the Hermits. They're going to draw up their best play, and they're going to try and win it right here.
All that current events right now going in 6 seconds.
Yeah. So Coach Valori drawing up that play. We'll see what they come out with. You got to figure the ball's going through Plen. You think so, Enrico? Even if he doesn't shoot it.
Most likely.
Yeah, you figure.
Some him or Hughes.
Yeah. I think, and again, my Coach Valori has forgotten more about lacrosse in the last hour than I ever knew about it. But I'm thinking Penn's got some goals today. He's your best player. Give it to him. Even if he's not the one shooting it, you should be able to get the defense sucked in, and then he can make that pass and hopefully swing around and get that shot. You know what I mean? Yep. Not every basket has to go through Embiid for the Sixers, but he can kind of draw that double team in, kick it out, swing it around. Yep. I'm thinking that might be what's in the cards for the Hermits here. But again, they took the timeout on their side of the midfield, so they still have to get the ball over and establish that.
And they're doubling over Waddell.
Real close to that blue out of bounds line. It got me scared for a second.
And I'll pass up to Hughes. I'll pass midfield.
All right, there we go. Now I'm feeling a little bit better. Like I said, that forecheck, whatever you want to call it, I know it's a hockey term, for Rumson has been phenomenal today. So it's just kind of a sigh of relief that the Hermits have possession in Rumson's end. And now we'll see what they get out of this.
Plen has it down low. Plen's guarding a shorty right now. This is a mismatch.
Yeah.
He's going to X with them.
Yeah, Deeks decided nothing's there. Take it to the X. Looks like he's got a pick coming if he wants to use it.
Fakes it on Exley.
Yeah, he's telling Exley, get out of the way. I got it. Like I said, clearly they drew something up for Plen. Whatever it is, that hasn't really gotten going yet, but Plen also hasn't passed the ball. So I think they're trying to get something started through him.
Trying to dodge. Round X. Hughes has it up top. And he gets it away.
Ooh.
Pass to Bonagor, pass to Hughes up top.
Yeah, they had the Rumson defense moving around a little bit after that loose ball. Ended up not taking advantage of it.
Plen's still in the shorty. Again, double teamed. Shot. It's wide, and that will be Runson ball.
Yeah, no one behind. The goalie, actually, after he makes the save, is the closest one to it, and he keeps possession for Rumson. Now they have a great opportunity here to try and win the game with 2:12 left in this overtime period.
And they get it across midfield.
And Rumson's going to use their timeout. So we will take a short break while Rumson talks it over. They have the ball with 2:07 left in this first overtime period.
And we're back here in Richland. 2:07 left. We're all tied up in overtime.
All right, so the Hermits got the ball, took a timeout, went through their offensive set. Big play by, big save there by Rumson, and able to be the closest to the ball. Now Rumson takes their timeout, and we'll see what they got. They're attacking right away.
If I would have told you at halftime that this game was going into overtime, you probably would have thought I was crazy.
Yeah, the Hermits hope to have that lead.
The shot. Save by Quinn.
Yeah, but going into the game, if you said overtime, you would have said, that's probably par for the course. Ooh, ball bouncing around. Rumson keeps it.
Bringing it around X.
Yeah, team on offense, you never like to see the ball bounce around like that, but good job of Rumson to jump on it, keep their offensive set going. As we come down to the final minute of this overtime period.
Rumson's still trying to find that open shot, but the Hermits are not letting him. Oh. And that will be the game, folks. Rumson wins it in overtime, score 10-9.
Yeah, they found their open man. Credit to Rumson on a great comeback. The Hermits just made too many mistakes late, maybe got a little tight. Didn't end up scoring towards the end. Started to lose face-off. So, credit to to the key guys in this game. They're Rumson's goalie and Rumson's face-off guy. Rumson's goalie had a lot of big saves that kept him in it when it could have gotten, I don't want to say out of hand, but the lead could have ballooned to 5 or 6. And then their face-off guy who, maybe struggled in the beginning of the game, really turned it on in the fourth quarter and just gave the Bulldogs a chance to come back and win that game. So, disappointing end for the Hermits. But, a matchup of two of the top 10 teams in the state, you knew it was going to be a tough one. Any final thoughts on the game, Enrico?
Yeah, you summed it up perfectly.
All right, well, we will be back Next, I'm actually not even sure what our next broadcast is, but again, volleyball, baseball, lacrosse will all be here on the Hermits Broadcasting Network, and we hope to see you next time.